The following are principles of doing a good hands-on search of a suspect. Individual technique may vary, but these general principles must be followed. I will be giving you the background and history, the material that needed, and procedure for conducting a good, successful hands-on search. According to legaldictionary.com, a search warrant is a judicial document authorized police officer to conduct search to obtain evidence for presentation in a criminal prosecution. Police officer may conduct search without a search warrant if consent is given. In exigent circumstances, police officers do not need a search warrant to obtain evidence if they reasonably believe that the evidence will be destroyed or other person's life may be endangered. Material needed: pair of gloves, a Ziploc and or paper bag. A pair of gloves is used for protection, personal protection. Protect your hands from being contaminated. Protect you from being struck by a sharp object and possibly being injured. Ziploc bag and or paper bag are used to store evidence or personal belonging that the officer confiscate or take from the suspect. Procedures. First step in doing a good hands-on search, you want to place the subject in a position of disadvantage. By that I mean position of disadvantage. In this case, you want to have the subject interlock their fingers to gain control over any movement. What I do here, I'll have the subject place their head on the wall or on the car, wherever you at, and have them step back, and this will force the subject to be off balance. So now you have positive control over the subject. If they decide to raise up, move, or fight, you have positive control and ample time to react in case something happened or the subject begin to resist or try to fight. You want to have the subject in a position of disadvantage. This also gives you the advantage to search properly from top to bottom without having the subject or fear that the subject would hurt you. Now you have the subject off balance. You have positive control over what the subject movements. Next thing, if an officer have a weapon, officer does not want to conduct a search with a weapon. You want to holster your weapon. If there is more than one officer, the watch officer or the one that is not doing the search can hold their weapon. Now the position of disadvantage will also determine by the threat. You may want to assess the threat before you begin your search. If the suspect is hostile, combative, you may want to choose what position of disadvantage you place the subject in. Next thing you want to do, you want to put your gloves on. Put your gloves on. Sometimes subject clothes might be contaminated. You don't want to get contaminated. You don't want your hands to get contaminated. Subject may have sharp object or such as needles, knife, or razor, so forth, on their person. The next thing you want to do, you want to ask the subject, do you have any sharp object in your pocket or anywhere on your person? You want to ask them. Most of the time they will be honest and let you know, yes, I do have a knife or I do have a needle or something. But you want to ask the subject, do you have any sharp object? Now, the technique that you'll be using is the crush, squeeze, and twist. But before you start your search, you want to determine what techniques you're going to use. There's two techniques. You will use the crush, twist, and roll. And also you want to search in quadrant. By that I mean you want to take the person and you want to split their body in 4. And this way you will not miss anything. You split the body in 4, you have the 2 top half and you have the 2 bottom half. Now you want to search in quadrant, you want to search 1 quarter, next quarter, and so forth. Now I'm just going to search just the top quarter. If the person have long sleeve, you want to start from the sleeve. You want to work your way down, all the way down. You pick that half, that quarter. You can go down to the next quarter and finish the right half or the left half, or you can do the top half or the bottom half. Now the squeeze, crush, and roll technique. It's pretty much you grab the clothing, you squeeze it, and you crush it, and you roll it. And you go for it to squeeze, crush, and roll. Squeeze, crush, and roll. That way, if the subject have anything in their clothing, you may feel it, you roll it, and it makes you easier to identify if the subject has. And you want to work your way all the way down. You want to be systematic. You want to be patient. You don't want to rush through the search. Just want to be patient. I have just showed you how to conduct a thorough search, a hands-on search, by using be patient, systematic, using the quadrant technique, the crush, squeeze, and roll technique.